Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I understand that you guys are having a little bit of trouble with the Learning at Home Week 2. So for Learning at Home Week 3, I'm going to essentially do the exact same thing, except give a video tutorial. I'll do a video for the lesson and then a video for the practice. The lesson this week, we have two things here. One's a student copy, and it looks something like this. I have it pulled up over here where there's blanks. It's up to you. You can print it out if you want and fill out the blanks here. These are for your notes and your benefit. If we return to school and there is an exam, I would expect you to know this. So that is entirely up to you if you want to do that. I don't know why I put a blank there, but it would have been better to put a blank T4 there. This was designed for a smart board, so it doesn't make a lot of sense of what some of the stuff didn't translate that well. So I wouldn't worry about filling that part in. I would just fill in these parts and try to follow along the best you can. Okay, with that out of the way, you can choose to print that. What I'm actually going to be using to teach is this over here, the Google Doc. I have it open in another tab right here. So today's lesson is actually 4.2, T4, and T1 tax forms. So all we're doing is a lesson in this video. I'll show you how to do the practice next. Terminology to start. What does CRA stand for? Canadian Revenue Agency. So whenever I say CRA, I mean Canadian Revenue Agency. What's the difference between gross income and net income? This should be review. We've seen this before, especially in our budgeting. Gross income is before deductions. That's how much you earn before taking taxes off, CPP, EI, all sorts of, if you have a union dues. Gross income's what you take off before. Net income, excuse me, net income is after deductions. So after you take off all of those deductions that we talked about, like taxes, CPP, EI, and potentially union dues, maybe RRSP. Finally, EI, if I say EI, I mean employment insurance. So you should know that. Sometimes that's called unemployment, and if you live out east, slang term for it is POGI. But we're going to stick with EI and employment insurance. If I say EI, I mean employment insurance. Okay, some quick review. What is the approximate gross annual earnings for Joseph, who earns $300 a week? Well, how many weeks are there in a year? There's 52 weeks in a year. And he earns $300 a week, so 52 times 300, and that's how much he earns per year. Same idea with the next one, except it's Brett, and he earns $700 a week. Well, there's 52 weeks in a year, times $700 a week, and that gives us $36,400 a year. Okay, all this has been review and terminology that's pretty quick and easy to learn. If I'm going too quick, just pause the video, take a second. You can always rewind it if you need to. Next, what is a T4? Well, a T4 is required to be filed a T4 is required to be filed by your employer to the CRA on your behalf. They're also responsible for giving you an annual record of all your earnings and deductions. You'll need a T4 slip in order to fill out your T1 tax form. A T1 is like your standard tax form that you fill out. T4 is what your employer fills out for each employee. So here's an example. I put in some fake numbers and figures in here, and we'll just go off of this. Here we can see clearly the employer name in the top left. It's called Llamas R Us. Must be a llama farm. The social insurance number, that's a fake social insurance number, obviously, because I'm not going to use someone's real number or name. We have Anthony Chester down here. Then we have employee income, $31,200 for their total income. That's box 14. As you can see, it's labeled as a box. It even tells you where to enter it on your T1 up here. It says employee income line 101. That means on our T1 we're going to enter it on line 101. We'll get to that in the practice, so don't worry right now. It's just kind of taking a look and understanding. Income tax deducted, and this would be box 22, and you would put it on line $437 on your T1 form. This is the amount. $4,680 was deducted from his total income. CPP contributions here, $1,371.15. That's box 16. That would be put in line 308, I believe. The picture's a little blurry. I believe it's 308. It might be 306. I'm pretty sure it's 308 though. When you get your T4, sometimes it won't have all the boxes filled in because you don't make payments to like a pension, for example, so then the pension wouldn't be there. Unless you work in Quebec, you won't use box 17, so don't panic if you don't have all of these filled in. They don't all need to be filled in. This is actually a pretty accurate representation. The year would be filled in. That should say 2018 because this is taken from a 2018 tax package. Although the T4s haven't changed that much from the time of recording this in 2020. I believe they're still the same. Box 18 is our EI premiums. So remember, employee EI premiums, that means that that's how much you pay to your unemployment, or EI. That goes in line 312, box 18, and you can see the box number right here. The line number is up above it. RPP contributions, so that's line 207, box 20, and that's 1,650. And RPP stands for Registered Pension Plan. Okay. Then I would have you complete the table. If you looked back over on the student copy, I'd have you complete it from what was above, and I would have revealed that on the smartboard, and then you could have filled it out here. Again, probably we'll go back and change that for next year. And all you do, what's your gross income? Well, you look up here. There's your income, box 14. Payroll deductions. How much federal tax did you pay? Well, this T4 doesn't actually split up federal and provincial tax. So, I wouldn't worry about it for now, because this isn't going to matter when you're filling out your T1. So I just gave you those, but I do have you fill out the CPP. So we go back up here, we look around, we try and find CPP. Oh look, it says right above box 16, employee CPP contribution, so it's 1,371. Go back down, 1,071, or 1,371.15 cents. EI, remember EI stands for employment insurance, so we scroll back up to find employment insurance. Oh look, box 18, employees EI premiums, right there. So then we're going to take that, throw it in there. If you can do this table without my help, you will be fine when we do the tax forms for practice. And that is what's coming up next. I'm going to end this video, and I will post it on Google Classroom once it's all done. And then I will post the next video talking you through how to do the guided practice. Okay. Best of luck. If you have any questions, you can email me, and I can set up a Google Meet and try and talk you guys through how to do some of the stuff. It's going to be a lot easier if you have a computer. If you're doing everything on your phone, it's going to be a bit of a challenge.